And what is Bellydance Superstars exactly?
Bellydance Superstars is a company that's been around for about 8 years now, started in 2003 by Miles Copeland, the former manager of the Police and Sting of the Bangles. And he's very well known in the music industry, but he grew up in the Middle East and has always been intrigued by Middle Eastern dance, Middle Eastern culture in general, and the music especially. And he saw belly dance, as an art form that wasn't receiving enough credit, I suppose. And he wanted to see it on a larger scale, such as river dance. River dance came about, and all of a sudden, Irish music was popular. The dance was popular. They've toured and performed worldwide, and he saw an outlet for belly dance in that sort of format. So he held auditions with and brought together some of the world's top dancers, and they went out on tours. Originally they did a Lollapalooza tour way back when they started, and ever since then, they've done at least 800 shows worldwide in over 22 countries now. And I mean we do have girls that circulate throughout the show. We've had people come and go, but no matter what, there's always the same spirit, and it's just very much a team effort. They're just fantastic. All of the girls are just wonderful. And then we've also got attached to that all of the DVDs and CDs and all of the other things that we've created, and it's brought belly dance into the world's attention.
Okay. And then, so what types of dance? You said there's cabaret and tribal fusion, and what other types?
Well, now our tour is Bombay Bollywood this year, so that incorporates a lot of Indian styles of dance. For example, Mariah, one of our tribal fusion performers, she studied Odissi temple dance in India. She went and studied with a guru there, and she's just fantastic at it. But the girls have been just amazing at fusing in different styles. Like there's of course flamenco influence, and just so many other styles of dance. Hip hop. They've danced to reggaeton pieces.
Really? Okay. And so does it change every year, kind of like Cirque du Soleil? Cirque du Soleil has that title and theme going every year. Is that how it is?
It usually changes every other year, I would say, but the show itself, it'll be under the same title. For example, Bombay Bollywood was started touring in October of last year, but throughout the show, as we're reaching close to the year mark for it, some routines have been changed. We've added in some new choreographies, taken some out. It'll change just as the girls' creative process does.
And then, so what is the audition process like?
Well, the audition process, it changes from session to session, but the format usually stays the same, where the dancers, usually about 10 of them at a time, 10 tribal girls will go in together, and one of the tribal superstars will teach them a portion of the choreography. That's the part that changes each time. And they'll teach them about 30 seconds of choreography usually, and they'll run the girls through it for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then it's up to them to perform in front of the judging panel, which is usually Miles Copeland, Steve O'Glendinning, who's our tour manager, and several other people that are involved in the company, usually a few of the dancers as well. And they'll just go through it and go through it and go through it, and then thank you, please leave the room. All of the group, everybody else will go through, all of the tribal girls, and then all of the cabaret girls, and then the judges will take a moment to decide which 5 individuals they'd like to come back for the solo portion, and then those 5 dancers will have a 3-minute solo session where they have usually brought a piece of music and prepared a piece to perform. And so, and then from there, the judges will make their decision usually within the next week.
And so do you start auditioning when people drop off, or just year to year, every other year? When auditions held?
It does depend. It happens sporadically. If we feel the need to add new performers while on the road, we will usually we will talk to some of the local dancers, because Miles knows dancers everywhere now. He'll talk to his gal pals, and they'll arrange to have something at their studio mid tour. We do have established audition dates, usually at Rocks LA, the festival that we held this past April, and we'd usually have them at Rocks Britannia, which is our big belly dance festival in England, which isn't going on this year, but it's usually held in June.
How does Rocks LA differ from the regular Bellydance Superstar company?
Rocks LA isn't specifically focused on the Bellydance Superstars. I mean, we say Bellydance Superstars present Rocks LA, but it is an event that we created in order to invite the local dance community and dancers that aren't from LA as well to come congregate and just meet up and perform and take workshops from several learned dancers. Some of them Bellydance Superstars, but we brought in Dahlia Corella and a couple of other non Bellydance Superstars as well.
And how long is that? How long is Rocks LA?
It takes up a whole weekend. This year it was on April 16th and 17th. And it opens up. It usually opens about 11 o'clock on Saturday, closes down at 7:30 that night, and then 11 to 6 the next day.
And who did the workshop this time?
Well, this time, oh geez, you're gonna make me listen to names
Well,
again.
Did April do a workshop?
Yes, April Rose did two, actually.
What did she do?
She did one called Making Choreography, which I was lucky enough to take. She invited me to take it, and I was so excited.
What did you learn?
Well, we learned her process to making choreography, and she gave us several very helpful tips on creating our own process for it or using hers, and she's so intelligent, and it was very well done, and she even gave us like little handouts with all of the directions and like the steps for what she does, and even little diagrams of the format of her choreography for stage. It was great. And the other one was hip hop versus belly dance, which I didn't get to take, but I believe it was about the relationship between hip hop and belly dance, and I know that she was very excited about her playlist for that. It was a lot of really good hip hop.
Oh, okay. So the hip hop versus belly dance. So it's kind of like she did some hip hop and some belly dance in the workshop. Is that what it sounded like?
That's what I'm thinking. How and also how hip hop moves were incorporated into belly dance, specifically tribal fusion belly dance.
Oh, and so you have a DVD to show us?
Oh yes, I do. I just have one. We have many, but this is our latest release. It's called Behind the Shimmy, and it was actually put together by Miles's nephew, who had just left film school, or just graduated film school at the time, back in 2003. And this follows the girls on the Lollapalooza tour, which was the big start of the company. It was when Rachel Bryce was the only tribal fusion belly dancer in the troupe. It was before Sharon Kihara joined, and Michelle Campbell and Marty Love. It was before all of that, and it's how they got their start. It was kind of the lifting off point.
And so, since you mentioned Rachel Bryce was the only tribal fusion, so what is the tribal fusion cabaret ratio now?
The tribal fusion cabaret ratio currently, at least for the Japan tour, we have 3 tribal fusion performers, and I believe 7 or 8 cabaret performers, and then we've also got Samira and Shivani.
Okay, and they're the Bollywood?
Shivani is Bollywood and Indian styles of dance more specifically, and then Samira does contortion.
Okay. When are you guys coming back here?
That is still a bit up in the air. We are right now we're looking ahead to February of 2012 for another U.S. tour, because the girls we're looking at dates abroad, but February 2012 is when we're going to definitely be back in California and make a tour through Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and just make the rounds around the U.S.